Hey everybody, Charlie here. Welcome back to Startup Company, and also welcome to Beta 22. This update introduces manual save functionality, finally. It's been one save file only, autosave only the entire time. Now it finally introduces multiple saves, which means you can have multiple companies going at once if you'd like to. So that's a great thing. Please notice that you have to save the game manually from the main menu. There's this big notice that tells you this. The game will still autosave every 5 minutes, but to a new save file instead of overwriting the existing one. So this is Beta 22. There's been a lot of different things that have changed. I'm gonna go through some of the ones that are more prominent for us. And there's little tweaks and things here and there. So the first thing is they've changed how salespeople work. Salespeople can now share leads. And that's a pretty big deal. The other thing that they can do is filter the searching for leads. I consider this change, in combination with the fact that these contracts are now paid daily instead of in bulk when you first get them. That's the two main things, and this is a really big change. It seems like a subtle thing, the fact that these guys can share leads and you can filter what you're looking for, which is pretty much like exactly what I was saying earlier, right? The entire time I was playing this, I was always like, man, I wish I could use his lead with this person. Man, I wish I could tell this person, look for leads in this range. I was asking for these things, and now it's here. And now that it's here, I'm actually not sure about it anymore. Let me explain why. Basically, having it be this way makes salespeople incredibly strong. And what I mean by that is, I don't need an entire sales team anymore. I only need one guy. Like, I need one sales guy. And I can have my entire company go from rags to absolute riches with one expert sales guy now. Not even expert, really. You could probably get away with him being a beginner the entire game. I'm gonna leave these guys. We're definitely not hiring any more salespeople, but I'll explain why that is as we go forward. But in summary, because you can now filter your searches, you don't need to have these multiple schedules anymore, because you can just search for as many impressions as you're gonna get for the day and do like 4 or 5 day contracts, and then just keep doing searches for the impressions you're gonna be 4 or 5 days from now, and you're just gonna keep filling your entire day with one salesman. That means your entire sales staff is now costing you a lot less because you only have one guy. In addition to that, if you do upgrade him, now he's able to search for more varieties of leads, so you can get, you can pack up leads for what the predictable future will be a month from now, even if you want to. It's pretty strong. In addition to that, there's really no downside to having one big contract that pays really well go for your entire time, the entire day, and to go 10 days. There's no difference between having a 1-day contract now and a 10-day contract now, because you get paid daily instead of in lump sum, which isn't realistic. It's more realistic to have it be lump sum. I understand why the developer did this. I know it was a pretty big request, especially with newer players who were confused. I was one of them. There was a video where I was very confused as to why I'm making a profit in my, my per day as a profit, but I'm still losing money, right? We had that, and it's because the sales contracts pay you in bulk at the beginning. And that forces me to really, think about things and manage a sales team as opposed to a single person. I think now, with the way the system is now, you could have one beginner sales guy at the lowest possible salary. He doesn't even have to be that fast, because he could find a lead or two within the 3 or 4 day period that you're gonna give him to find his next lead, and you can just go. I think one sales guy can drive the entire profit margin for your entire company. If you have multiple types of ads like we do, where we have banner ads, where is it? We have text ads, banner ads, and video ads. Get 3 sales guys and have them do the same thing, right? And now they can use each other's leads too. So you can have 3 sales guys that one manage each of them. And if there's this guy has a lead that's better than your video guy, have your video guy use the text guy's lead for the video ad, right? And so your sales team becomes stupid strong with this. I really hope he takes into consideration the balance that provides and makes a decision to, at the very minimum, allow us as a player to choose how we want sales organized, whether in bulk or daily. Because with daily, combined with filters, sales are brokenly powerful now, in my opinion. So that's my first thing. I'm getting that out of the way now. There's no way in hell we're going bankrupt with this new system. We will always have every 24 hours worth of ads, always. Like, it's just with one guy, two guys, or in our case, three guys because of 3 different ads, right? Super, super powerful. Second thing that's taken place, we now have an employee switcher, okay? So we can hit these little buttons here and we can swap between employees. That's pretty nice. I like that a lot. You can also use the Q and E key as shortcuts to go between them, which is pretty fast. If you want to see people's demands, you can just flip through their demands. I guess that's pretty good. I would still personally like to see a tab down here that told me all of these things in collection. How many people want an expert desk? How many people want vending machines, etc. I would still like that. This person wants an expert desk. I don't see why not just give it to him, you know? So there's that, okay? That's the other thing. The next thing on this is really, really great, but for me anyway, at least currently in this version of the game, it's a little bit broken for me. And that is the repeatable queue. So these guys are controlled by a manager. I'd like to get one of them not to be. So let's use Mr. J-Rock here as an example. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Mr. J-Rock. Where is it? I know he's here somewhere. There he is. Let's have you not be managed by Mike right now, just so I can demonstrate this. So we have this, we used to have a repeatable thing where he has one thing and it will repeat that over and over again, or you could queue up 5 things. And if once he was done with the queue, he would just sit idle. And there was lots of different ways to go about this back and forth. Now it's a repeatable queue. You can queue up to 10 things and the salesman will just, or the developer or whatever it is, the graphics guy will just cycle through the queue. And when it gets to the end of your queue, he'll start over. So if you only wanted to do like, say, 3 things, I could do this and he'll just go like this over and over again. And that's really great. I love that. Biggest problem with it though, and this used to be a thing anyway, is that if you're missing the components for this, if you're missing the requirements for this, the employee will stop and he'll say, hey, I'm missing my requirements, and he'll just do nothing. That's the way it used to be with repeatable stuff anyway, right? And that's the way it used to be with the queue. The queue was less of an issue because I think you used it a lot less. I think people used it very situationally. The repeatable thing was usually what we did, and it was a little bit easier to determine it because you knew exactly what the salesman was going to do. And by I say salesman, I mean developer. I'm going to have salesman in my head now. Here's the problem with this, though. If you're having this employee managed by a manager, you don't have access to this, which means you don't have control of what he's doing, right? The manager is just going to do whatever it needs for your queue. And what happens is the manager is going to assign people to different tasks based on those needs. And if you don't pay attention to this, you're going to find almost your entire development team sitting here missing components, because they're going to reach the item that doesn't have the components in their own queues set by your manager. And it's just, they're just going to sit there and do nothing. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for that. And I say this, I started a new save, not this one. Started a brand new save to try it out because I wanted to make sure I was familiar with it. And that's the problem I ran into. I got to the medium-sized office building. I had about 10 lead developers in my little, 2-hour playthrough of it, and just trying it out. And that's what was happening. If you don't have a good enough development team to maintain the components for your lead devs, and your lead devs is being managed by a manager, that's what will happen. Sooner or later, you're going to find that happening in your save too. One really easy way to get around this, and I really wish for this to happen. I'm hoping it does. I think it's better for the game, is to make people skip it because they have a queue, right? Because it's a repeatable queue now. If it's only one item, I understand why you couldn't skip before, because there's nothing to skip. You have one item in your task. But if I have several things in my queue, and like say, let's say I don't have the components for an input module, rather than having my guy go like this and just stop here and wait and do absolutely nothing, skip this and go to this. This takes UI components and backend components. This takes file system and backend components. So let's say we were low on UI components. You're able to make this, but you're not able to make this. Skip this, go to this. Now, let's say we're behind on back-end components. We don't have back-end components. Fine. Can't make this. skip this, can't make this, skip it, come back to this, can't make this, go to this. Okay, now we can make this, right? And this would just cycle through, and he would only do the things that he can do. I feel like that is a better workflow. Maybe it's just me. But if the guy can't do something that he's been tasked to do, especially when it's being managed by a manager, right? I mean, if micromanage is one thing as a player, but especially when you have these guys kind of autoed with a manager, that should be something that happens, I think, in my opinion. Yeah, anyway, so those are the major changes that I'm finding regarding game balance. There's a couple of other things too, and we'll maybe look at those as we go. But those are the big things. One of the things we might see, for example, is you have this big button here that says pay bonus. And when their mood is way down, you can pay them a bonus. And depending on how much their mood is down, the bonus will increase. You can increase their mood directly to 100% just by hitting the bonus button and paying them whatever that bonus value is. So that's another thing. Another cool thing, I really like this too. Blue Mustaine, we have training days now. And this is great. I like this. So we can actually set 1 day a week where everybody who is managed by this guy, I guess it would be the managers that are underneath Blue Mustaine, right? 1 day a week where everyone is training. Now I love that. Great. It simplifies the process. Love it. There's more loans now too. So we had these 3 before. You can actually have bigger loans now as well. There's Next Bank and Interhagen Capital. And then the final thing that's changed that I'm going to mention, you can go through the changelog yourselves if you'd like to, but the final thing I'm going to mention as far as changes go has to do with the city view. There's another office. So it used to be the skyscraper was the biggest office. We've made it. We're in the skyscraper. It's the biggest one. There's a new office building on the map. Do you notice? So this one here is where we are. It holds 260 workstations and 5 floors. Cost $1 million up front, $90,000 a month. Used to be the most, but people wanted to be bigger. So they had this building over here put in. This is the headquarters. The headquarters. 400 max workstations on 2 floors. Thank you. I think the 5 floors is a bit much myself, flipping through them, but it is what it is. 400 workstations, 2 floors, $10 million upfront cost, and it's almost $250,000 a month. So you gotta be real big to handle this. But this is the headquarters. It's a bigger building. So anyway, there you go. Those are the changes as far as I understand them. The bigger changes that are worth mentioning anyway. If I missed one, leave it in the comments and we can talk about it. I mean, I missed changes, yes, but if I missed any that are like really dominant, like really predominant, go for it. So anyway, we have Jack and Rick in the rookie here. They're awaiting instructions because they don't have contracts. And honestly, my entire sales system is really bizarre now. It feels really weird to have all these contracts now because it's really not that efficient to do this anymore. To just split all these up into time slots, it doesn't make sense anymore because of the way the changes are. One thing I do want to do here, and I'm gonna need to manage this. I'm gonna try and play this the same way we were playing it before. So let me see what we're dealing with here. Video ads are full but oversold, right? Which ones are available here? So text ad slots available. Do you have anything for banners? We have 1 slot for banners. Video ads is full. So there's a banner slot and a text slot. The text slot can hold 16 million. Okay, well, there's a 16 million contract here. We could use that, Jack. It's basically the same. So I'm just gonna ramp all these up to 10 days. And you'll notice that the payment now is made daily. Instead of, so there's no, like I said, there's really no reason not to do max term. Unless, like, for a sales team my size, right? There's no reason not to do max term. But if you have 1 or 2 salespeople managing your entire powerhouse ad campaigns, I would say, maybe go down to like 3 or 4 days. You get lower CPM, but the thing is, you can then adapt really quickly. You can change your deals to increase the impressions as you're growing 5-6 days later, right? To where if you do this, you're just gonna start great and you have great daily payments, but you're gonna get to about 4 days in and you're gonna find yourself over-serving this pretty big, and then you're not gonna be able to change it for 6 days, right? So there's an advantage to going lower terms to adjust that way. But, you know, it's the ad system in this completely changes with this. Like, everything about the way you play this game with sales is changed now. Anyway, I'm gonna jack this up a little bit. 510, 7.7, 5.6. In fact, you know, like, the way it's changed, I almost get to the point now where I kind of have to let some of my salespeople go, because it's just inefficient to keep them around. I mean, I'm paying this one $5,100, you know? $5,100 a month, I could let them go. I don't, because I'm making a killing. You know, I'm making so much money that I don't care. But yeah, I mean, it's something that I should consider. If you're strapped for cash, one salesman is enough. We're gonna do another playthrough of this, and I wanna ask your opinion. Do you think it's weird? I did this on the community tab on YouTube, but I can tell by the number of people that actually interact with that tab that the overwhelming majority of YouTube doesn't know that that tab exists. So, because YouTube does an excellent job of letting people know there's a community tab. So I wanna ask you guys in the video, do you think it's weird if we do 2 businesses at the same time? Because I'd like to do another project. I'd like to start another business, and I'd like to do it in hard mode, so we're not going to have venture capital. We're going to start with nothing and have to take out a loan to start. And the other thing that's going to make this project unique, well, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I want to tell you that this next playthrough of Startup Company is absolutely going to happen. 100%, I'm 100% committed to it, and I wanted to start it like as soon as possible. But I will make the claim and to say that I'm willing to bet no one else has played the game like I will be playing it. That's pretty bold to say for a game as simple as this, but I think you'll see from that first video that that playthrough will be incredibly unique, not just to Startup Company, but completely for this type of genre of game. So I have this really crazy cool idea, and I'd like to present it to you. But I don't know if people are okay with me doing 2 series like together like that. So that's why I'm wondering. So let me know what you think. We're gonna go like 6 days on this one, and we'll see what kind of CPM we can get for this. I'm just gonna keep dropping it down until they're pissed. That's pretty much how you do this. It's not rocket science. You just go until they don't like it, and then that's what you get. They'll take 6.9. Very good. Cool. We have sales. That's nice. Now what I need to do is hire a bunch of people. But also what I'd like to do is I would like to experiment and get smarter with marketing. So up until now, Katie Cat's been basically doing nothing. She's been making a ton of the stuff for basically no reason. She's been making one of these things for no reason. I'm gonna have you do analytics research instead. I know you have a ton of these and you're almost done. You know what? Like, you're in the middle of the day. I'm gonna let you finish this. I wasn't going to, but I figured you're already, what? If you were like here on it, I would have quit. But since you're like here, whatever. I'm gonna get you started entirely on analytics research, because there's a mechanic in this game I have not explored. I've been ignoring it, not intentionally. I just flat out ignored it. It just didn't see it. It went right over my radar, and that is the insight, right? We don't have data available for insight. And I would like to get some. So both of these ad campaigns, they're not targeted. So if we're taking a look at real life and how I've done advertising for my own businesses and how I've recommended it for my clients, right, is a targeted ad campaign is always more effective than a broad one. Right? For the broad one, you get way more reach. You can see more people. You're attracting more people, but your conversion rate is way lower. And especially if you're paying on a CPM basis, as opposed to a pay-per-click, if you're paying for CPM, that's cost per mille, which is like a Latin thing for thousand. So the amount of money you pay for every 1,000 impressions, right? If you're paying on that and you're doing a broad campaign, you end up paying a lot of money for a very low conversion rate. If you have a targeted ad campaign, you show it to significantly less people, but That means your costs go down because you're much more successful in your conversions. Right? Our conversion rate here is 34.65%. I'm gonna get rid of it. Conversion rate here is 40%. We can get rid of it. So let's take a look. If I do a video ad, right now, target conversion rate is gonna be 35%. We know this because we've done this before. A landing page promotion for anybody. Easy. We also pay higher CPM, lots more reach, 2.5 billion reach, right? Let's advertise video functionality. We've done this before. We know the conversion rate is this. But if I change it to this, we have no idea what that insight is. We're gonna pay less CPM, so we're paying lower amounts of money for the impressions, but our reach is also lower. See the reach number go down? Reach number is also lower. And we can target it even further. So let's say I want males between 25 and 50, and I want to target them for sports, technology, and let's do business. This seems like 3 topics that males between 25 and 50 would be interested in my opinion. Okay. Not like I'm, a male between 26 and 50 years old who, also has these interests or anything. Our reach is much lower. Our CPM that we're paying is much lower, but we can target this much better. So this requires video format stuff, really, really targeted. Let's not do video because I don't have the components for it. Let's instead do radio. Now radio starts with 40%. We already have the components for this, and I'm not able to target this because it's radio, right? People are just listening to the radio. You can't target this one. So it's gonna be hard to get analytics for that because you can't say, hey, okay, women, close your ears, okay? We're playing to the men now. You can't do that on the radio, right? So that doesn't work. Same thing with TV commercials. You're not gonna be able to do that because you can't control who's listening. But what you can do is you control video ads, banner ads, and text ads on the internet because you have analytical tools on the internet that determines whether or not a person viewing you is likely a male or female. You have tracking tools that tell you whether or not that person is, underage, overage, elderly, etc. And based on their previous online history, you can kind of determine what their interests are. That's what those trackers, that's those cookies that people hate. Oh, they're watching us all the time. Yeah, it's so that we can serve you more targeted ads. It's so that we can show you ads, which we're gonna show you anyway, but in this situation, it's ones that are more relevant to you. It's about the same amount of annoyance. It's just slightly more likely to get you to click on it, slightly more likely that you're gonna be interested in that product and find something that you generally like. And that's what we want as a person who's advertising out. We wanna find the people who want to find us. Right? As a company, I would want to find the people who want to find me. That's why we do it, right? You're gonna be seeing the ads anyway. It might as well be ads that are more tailored to you. So I'm gonna go video functionality. I'm gonna go male 25 to 60, but I'm only gonna be able to target, I think, a couple of things here because I'm gonna have to actually have you go video format pretty hard here. Let me go video format for a long time. Yeah, just do video format. And analytics research. Do both of them. What I'd like to do is I'd like to really hammer in on marketing today. So I'm gonna go recruiting for a marketer. We're gonna need more lead devs, I think, as well. So let me grab Sarah Wilson. One comment said that if we offer them this much money, they'll just accept it. And I've actually been testing that out. And I actually think you're right. If I offer this much money, $5,100, they're gonna go really close to this. And it's like, no, we want 55. But if I hit this again, see, they're not doing it. I think it's because I negotiated already. For a new recruit, I think this is the case. I've never had somebody not take this yet, in my testing anyway. I've never had somebody not take this expectation when I offer them, rounded down to the nearest 100, when I offer that to them twice in a row. So I'd like to test that a little bit. So this manager here is 135. Demands are there. They've taken out the demands in this beta. They've taken out the demands where a new recruit will be interested in having you fire an existing employee. At least that's what it says in the changelog. However, I can confirm with my testing and my new playthrough that it does still happen. It's much, much more rare. But I've already had it happen twice when I was fiddling with it in my other company. I was playing around with to see the changes. So we're gonna get a couple of marketers here to help Katie Cat out. I think we'll go with probably 3. There definitely is a reason to have a good marketing team if you want to be efficient in your ads and what you're spending. Now, of course, we're making so much money that being inefficient with my marketing campaign really doesn't matter all that much, to be honest. But if you want to be effective, having a couple of marketers which are able to analyze the effectiveness of your ads is a pretty good deal. There's another thing I've been noticing sometimes, and that it just happened a couple of times there. And that's like sometimes when you finish your headhunt and the progress bar finishes, it doesn't kick the result at you right away. It takes a little bit. And then when the next result kicks in, you get 2 results. I've noticed that happen a couple of times to me too. All right, Harry, I'm gonna get you in here. So we're gonna go 4,200 with you here, or rounding down to the nearest 100. We're gonna offer to him once. He's gonna want a little more. We're gonna offer to him again, and he's just gonna accept it. And that's a pretty easy way to like fast hire somebody if you don't wanna sit around and negotiate all day. Ola, I'm gonna do the same thing with you. You know what? No, I'm not, because you're too expensive for what you're giving me. Let's see what that other guy does. Yeah, you're too expensive too. Even though I'm making all this money every day, I'm still gonna be a cheap ass. I want people who want to work here. It's not about the money, okay? It's about the work. Says, yeah, what employer would ever use that and expect it to work? 199, hello. What do you want? 4,500, sounds good. Let's do it. So 4,500 here. Send the offer. She wants 46 is what she's gonna say. Your demands are actually pretty good too. Or you're saying 47. That's fine. I'll offer 4,500 to you again and she'll just accept it. So that's actually kind of nice. So these marketers, they're gonna go into Katie Cat's office here with her. And because of that, I'm gonna expand her office a little bit. We're just gonna make her office just a little bit bigger to accommodate some extra desks. So let's get you your very own marketing grunts. They work under you, Katie Cat. Show them the ropes. Oh, another cool noticeable difference, now that I'm doing it, is when you delete office things, like this wall tile here, when you delete this, it goes away, but it's not completely deleted anymore. Instead, it goes into an inventory. So I can scroll down and you'll see that I've got some of these wall corners and stuff, this glass wall and stuff. These things are in my inventory now. So I don't have to pay for it again. I just pull it out and pop it in place if I want it, right? So that's kind of cool. I thought that was really interesting. So let's get a T-piece. And we'll pop that right there. And your office is a little bit bigger. All right, so let's get Isabel here. And we'll go and get Harry here. I will put your names in the next video. I said I was going to do it this video, but the new version came out. I've been playing around with it. I haven't had the time to look at it. I'm sorry. But I will get it. I promise. I definitely will get it for the next video. There's a lot of names. Like, there's so many names. I just hope I can get everybody in. You know what? No. I said I would do something. I want you guys to know that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to frickin' do it. Okay? So you know what? I'm gonna do it right now. We're gonna get names in the game right now. Mike, you're gonna become upgraded. Will, you're gonna train so that you can be upgraded. But now that Mike is upgraded, he can handle 3 more employees. So guess what, Mike? I'm giving you some more grunts to play with. I'm giving you some more slaves. More slaves for Mike. Let's go like this, I guess. Trying to see the best way to organize these guys. I want you to manage the remaining developers that are not these 2 beginners. Where's the 2 beginner developers? Right here. You gotta manage these guys, okay? And we're gonna have a training day. I'm gonna implement this. This is nice. Blue Mustaine, I want you to say that this is Monday right now. So I want you to say that everybody trains on Sundays. Sunday is training day. Now, you can't have the day off be the same day as training day. So if you elect for Sunday to be training day, you can no longer have Sundays off. And then you can also give everybody a day off on Saturday if you want to, but I'm not going to do that because, you know, I actually care about my business. So these 2 are going to train up. Katie Cat's working on video format so we can do this really awesome video ad. It's very effective, hopefully. And then we're gonna do analytics research as well. And then I also want you to train. As soon as we have the video ad started, you know what? Let's actually get you just solely on this for a second. As soon as we can start this video ad, this targeted video ad, I want to shift you to training until you're an expert. And then I want you to make a bunch of analytics research. And there's another module called A/B test that I'd like you to do as well. So look at all that money that just flowed in. And we're making money, like a lot of money every single day now. It's because of all these ads. They're paying us daily now, as opposed to in bulk. So this number is going to go up every single day. Which, like I said, is really broken. It's really powerful. And it's not the way it would normally be when you're doing ads for other companies and stuff. Movie times is shooting up in a big, big way. So we'll have to look at that later too. Also want to test out my hosting. Looks like we're going to need a little bit more there. Let's switch over. We're going to go ahead and upgrade to the tall racks on a couple of these. We just pay for it. We just pay for it. The interface here has changed as well, so it's a little bit easier to read. You have the 3 numbers that are just basically thrown at you and told now, as opposed to this little fraction that it showed. And then you'll get this little blipping red number on the one that's the current bottleneck. Okay? You're always going to have this flashing red. You're never going to be able to get rid of this warning, because this is where the bottleneck is. Every system has a bottleneck. There is no such thing as a computer system that does not have a bottleneck somewhere. So this is where your bottleneck is. If we increase the cache, then this little blinky blink light will shift over and start doing it on web server, because this is the lower number compared to database, and vice versa. You're always going to have it. But by increasing this, you increase your produce CU. If I increase my web server and database right now, I don't improve my output, because my bottleneck is here. The only way to improve output on a system is to strengthen your weakest link. That's true if your weakest link is the one stopping you from progressing. So not necessarily true all the time, but if your weakest link is the one halting you, then yes, that's how that works. All right, so what we want to do here is I'm going to move some of this stuff around. I'm going to get your names in the game. I'll do it, and I'll end the episode with that. We're going to do it in this video. I will end the episode with it. So if you're one of those people who don't watch till the end, I guess you just miss out. Come up this way. Okay, so let's add web server. Let's add a cache server. Let's add a database server. Bring the database server down here. I'm gonna bring the cache server down here. Let's configure this. Watch this. This has already changed. Now it's a database, right? Now the database is the bottleneck. So notice how I increased the clock speed here. And even though I'm increasing our throughput on cache, it doesn't change our produce CU, because the database is the bottleneck, right? Let's also make sure we add another cooler, because apparently we're going to need it. Database, let's configure this. And as we do that, you can see now the web server is the bottleneck. So we need to come up here to the web server, configure this. It's still the bottleneck, barely. So let's overclock this until it's basically the same, right? And it looks to me like cache is actually way ahead of everything now. So if I add another database here, drag it down, and we can see how this is getting hot as we do this. The temperature in the whole room is going up. All these things, all these units are getting too hot now. And that's okay. It seems like if you add coolants, if you add these cooling racks here to this tower, it affects the cooling for other places. Almost like this tower now expels less heat into the room, so these other towers can flourish and not necessarily be as hot anymore. Which is kind of nifty to me. I kind of like that idea. Let's add this here, configure this. There we go. Okay. So temperature is really hot in the room, is in this rack. So let's add one more cooler. And that's probably going to take care of it for this rack, as far as heat goes. Looks like we're still down in database, or web server, but I think that's because all of these are overheating now. So what we need to do, nope, hang on. It just refreshed. So by adding the cooling racks here, yep, we got it done. So the cache is still our bottleneck, but we've increased all the counts on these, and we're producing more CUs now. And we can see all the different stabilities, the different internal temperatures, all that stuff. All right, so we increased our hosting. We shouldn't have to worry about it as much anymore. Just go over here really quick. And yeah, we got a little bit more headroom here now, so that's nice. How are we doing on video format? 49 of them. How many did I need to run that campaign that I wanted to do? Males, 25 to 50. Business, sports, technology. We need 59 video format stuff. If I want to do only 2 of these, no, I would like to do all 3. I really want to see how that works. And it looks like it doesn't matter whether we're doing landing page or video. Speaking of which, landing page. If I had to go back and change it, landing page would not be a thing. I don't see any reason to have landing page as a feature on your site. I just don't. It doesn't seem like it really makes a big difference. It seems like they'd be much happier with other functions. But since we're already super invested in it, I'm gonna keep it for now until we increase our framework. And then once we've increased the framework and get more features that way, then I'll look at removing this. Or we'll just remove text ads. Then we'll replace it with a function that people like. We'll level that up. And then I'll swap it out for the landing page, because I just don't see the landing page as being something that's really necessary. Maybe when you're a really small company, I think that's what it is. It's mostly useful for if you're a really small company and you want to grow your capacity quite quickly. A landing page is an easy thing to invest in. It's an easy thing to improve, right? So it makes sense that it would increase your potential users faster than other features. But aside from that, I don't see a reason for it to exist. You know what, Fanny? I'm gonna get you in here too. Let's go. 4,600. You're gonna ask for 48. I'm gonna say no. Then you're gonna say 46. You're gonna be okay with it. So let's come down here to Katie Cat. And in order to have help with video format stuff, I need you guys to be intermediate, which is why I'm training you, and that's basically doing nothing but training you, because I need you to be intermediate. Yep, just train. Just train. We have 1,000 RP. I'm not going to be interested in recruiters yet, although I think it's probably going to be a big time savings for me. But what I'm most interested in, I think, are these bigger server racks at the moment. And I'm also interested in this. The furniture packs. Specifically this one, because it has the television, this vending machine that everybody loves, this large meeting table that I want, and there's an executive desk here, which I don't know if I actually want that, but I should. Okay, I should want this. Gosh darn it, I'm gonna have an executive desk in my office. Yeah, this contract is up now. So to see what contract this is, like we have all these leads now, so I'm just gonna click one of them, and it's gonna show me which one's available right away. So text ads, nothing available in banners, nothing available in video. So text ads, we have to serve 16.9. So let's go back. It doesn't matter whose lead it is anymore, right? It doesn't matter. So I can just look through all of them now. Again, it's very, very powerful all of a sudden. And I'm thinking 16 million. We don't really have a whole lot there. So I'm gonna go with, let's go 13 million, I guess. We'll grab this one for 13. This is Vandergriff's, yes, Vandergriff has this one. And we'll go for 5 days, and we'll just jack this up until they get pissed. Pretty much. 840. 720. Okay, so I went too fast. I went too fast with Snappy Clips. Bye, Snappy. We'll go with 13 here, I guess. Yeah, 13 here. 5 days. Again, even if they leave the table, you've got others to replace it now because you get to share leads. I like the idea of sharing leads. I don't think that's like brokenly powerful. I just think the daily payments is brokenly powerful. Right? Because before there was like this reason to not go 10 days. It was like you had to kind of figure out how long can you go without a paycheck, right? That was the thing. But now it doesn't matter. And that's why I think one salesperson can handle the entire thing, because it doesn't matter. You paid every day anyway, you know? By spacing these out like I was doing before, I could have different terms for different ads and kind of guarantee some money coming in every day, you know? And now I don't need to do that. Let's just delete all that. So you've got that sales contract. Okay, this episode's getting long. I'm gonna go ahead and get people added in the game. All right, now here's the thing. I don't have enough staff available to get everybody's name in, but I would really like to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this through. It's gonna take a while, so you're probably gonna notice my money is insanely high by the time this is done, because I have to play through this and I don't have a recruiter. But here's the thing. I'm gonna have my guy here, I'm gonna have my CEO guy here. He's gonna go headhunting for a whole bunch of people. I need a bunch of people. We're not gonna add anybody to the sales team. But what I need, I think we're good on marketing now too, but what I think I'd need is, I want about 6 more lead devs, I think. Probably about another 4 or 5 regular devs. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think, honestly, the support system is a bit underpowered. I mean, I have this company, I have how many impressions I'm getting? I have over 8 million users. Of almost 9 million users, and out of 9 million users, I've only had 45 support tickets. I feel like that's balancing has to happen there. I feel like it's be more appropriate to say we have like 450 tickets, you know? Maybe even 4,500 tickets with this many users. Either that or we're just super solid stable all the time. That's just probably not true. But anyway, so I think you're good with just 2 support people like this. I'll add some graphics if we need it, and it looks like we're solid. Graphics could use a bit of work in the game too, I think. Right now we have just these 3, and that's it. There is no intermediate graphics kit, expert graphics kit. There is none of that. And so like graphics people, it doesn't feel like you really have to do a whole lot. In fact, I think I could probably handle an entire company this size with 3 experts. I think if I had 3 experts, there's no point in hiring more of these guys, right? All I need to do is upgrade them. So if I go like this and just upgrade them, you know, there's no reason to hire anybody. Just upgrade everybody, get everybody training on a couple of days a week. We have a training day actually designated, so we'll not bother with that right now. And they just go, they just do it. There is no intermediate developer kit. So maybe nobody on graphics, because I honestly think these four graphics guys, once we get them maxed out and leveled and they're experts, they can handle everything for the company, because there's only 3 elements to make. And at expert level, they'll probably be able to kick each one of these out in like, 20 minutes each. So we're looking at basically 4 of them being made every 20 minutes. There's no way we can use that. We can use those up, so they'll be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna hire a whole bunch of people. We're gonna unlock this marketing kit. We're gonna start doing A/B testing and stuff, I think. But I wanna show you that. I think we're gonna mostly show you that in the next video, because it's gonna take a bit. And I wanna start getting more done with Fedora merch. So as long as our users are solid here and we're making a killing here, it's time to start investing a lot of time into Fedora merch to get our second product going and operational, and get our second product, being a great thing to shine. Because right now, I think we can handle a lot of users right now. We're just doing no marketing for it. And I would like to, well, you'll see what my plan is for this in the future. But I'm going to go ahead and go now. I'm going to get your names in the game, and then I'll be right back for the end of the video, and you can see who you are and all that stuff. So don't go nowhere. Okay, wow, that's a lot of hiring. That's a lot of hiring. Let's check out the progress for the end of the episode. One thing before I get started with names, the new changes to the game also let you rename your products as well as give them logos. So FedoraFlix has this little logo I chose out of the list here. And then Fedora merch has the same color scheme as Fedora Flicks. I thought they should have the same color palette. But I've got like this little check, like a checkout sort of thing for Fedora merch. So there's that. Okay. Now, in this whole list of people, I've got every single person into the game except for 3, okay? And if you are one of those 3, I apologize. It's just the way the RNG works. I don't need to hire anybody yet. But here's the thing. I am looking for a manager that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg. So when I get that manager, I can make one of you that. Basically, here's what we got. I'm just going to go through the whole list of everybody. All right? And if you see your name, great. If you don't, I'm sorry. My list is complete except for Andrew, Ben, and Matthew Davey. Andrew Tran, Ben Mott, and Matthew Davey. You're the only 3 names on my list that I don't have in the game yet. So I'm hoping like I'm going to make one of you guys this manager that's hopefully coming in with fairly decent stats at some point. You know what? I'm just going to hire somebody. I don't even care at this point. Like, what do I care if they're fast or not? They're a manager. What do I care? Get in here. All right, so this manager, we have also another manager for these guys, and I have to get everybody trained up so that you can actually support this many people. But this manager is going down here, and you are going to be with these guys, the system admins, which are completely overpowered. Like, they're so overpowered. They don't need managed. But the only reason I'm giving them a manager is so that I can give them the proper, like, schedules and stuff for HR. Okay, we're gonna start at the top floor, work our way down. Also want to say, most likely gonna have to get rid of some of my sales staff. I know, I hate layoffs, I do. What I've decided to do is I'm gonna get all of you guys upgraded, everybody's training. I'm gonna get you all upgraded as far as you can. And if any of you ever get an offer from another company, I'm gonna let you go. Because I'd rather you get a great job somewhere else than for me to fire you, right? So I'm just gonna let you go as far as you can. But I definitely do not need as many salespeople anymore. So I'm gonna trim that out. Also, no, I'm just delaying, aren't I? We're gonna work our way to get rid of text ads entirely. Because I don't want the landing page, but I definitely need to get the live streaming function into the site. So before I upgrade all of these things really far ahead as they already are, I'm gonna get rid of text ads. And that means getting rid of this contract. So in 5 days, we're not gonna renew this. It's gonna take a big dip into our revenue. But my hope is that I can get the live streaming up as a feature, get people happy with it, and then swap the landing page for subscriptions, because subscriptions don't need leveled up. So if I can level this feature, get everybody happy, then I can dump the landing page, grab subscriptions. And then I can give subscriptions, I can have, if you're subscribed, then you can do the live streaming, right? That's what I'm gonna try and do. Okay, let's go down the list. 58% happiness. Ugh. It sucks. I really wanna get rid of text ads. 2 HR people now. And actually, I need to add another manager to you. Add both of those managers, good. 2 HR people now. Blue Mustaine, 7-hour workday, 9 to 4. Dr. Smithers, congratulations. We have 1 male, 1 female HR. I thought that was appropriate. I don't know. Anyway, Dr. Smithers, you drew HR, so congrats. We're gonna get you trained up. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna get you this. You have a 7-hour workday as well, but your people are from 10 to 5. So you guys are like to sleep in a little bit more, but you stay a little bit later. Let's go down to marketing. We had Katie Cat, and now we have a bigger marketing team, right? That was a big thing. Also, before I forget, we have tons of RP. So let's grab the expert marketing kit. Ooh, we need the expert dev kit too. Actually, we can almost grab them both. I really need this to start for live streaming, right? But let's grab this one first. All right, so the expert marketing kit. I want you to do nothing but A/B testing. And this takes a while, but I want you to get a whole bunch of them. Behavior observation, that's kind of cool too. And I can't do it yet because we can't support this many users, right? I'm almost at my user cap right now. And I got so much hosting because I got a plan, but so don't worry about like how overdone I am on hosting. There's a reason for it. But I just can't... I can't support more users, right? That's my problem. That's why I want to get rid of text ads, bring in a new feature that raises my user count, right? But I think we're gonna get to the point here where I have to upgrade these. Like, I have to bump these up. We're gonna go to 140 on all of these. I won't be able to support the users if I don't, so there's that. Another thing is Fedora merch is gonna need upgraded too. And I'm still kind of waiting on this. There's a reason I'm doing that. Just give me a second, right? Actually, I probably should be raising this up a little bit. Let's go 15. I got sidetracked, sorry. Really long video, sorry about that. Marketing department. Katie Cat used to be the only marketer. Now we have Tracy. I didn't use the name you recommended. It's kind of I didn't want to say it, and no. I'm just gonna go with no. Tracy, we have Wubby, we have Marzilla, and then I had Natsoff was like one of the 4 people I had left, actually. There's only 4 names left. And I kind of went, you wanted to be a marketer. I don't have any space for marketer, but what I do have is I don't have a manager for marketers, so I guess I'll just stick you in here. So now you're managing the marketers. Congrats. You're managing these 3. Katie Cat didn't want to be managed. She's like, excuse me, I built this marketing department from the ground up, all right? I am the only expert in this entire department, you beginner manager, okay? So I don't need managed, thank you very much. And so she's not being managed, okay? She's managing herself. For salesmen, all the same salespeople we've already had. Jack, Clumsy, Sokataki, Rover Dog Ninja, The Rookie, Vander Griff. For some reason, I keep saying Grift. I have no idea why, sorry. It's Vander Griff. Brian D, haha, you're here, not the developer. Travis Magara, and Tommy Lee. And there you go on that. Also, did I buy the office pack for this yet? I really should have bought this with the RP, but I wanted to show you what I meant for the marketing thing. All right, let's span time ahead. Let's drop down a floor. Lead devs. Pause it really quick. Go expert, please. Train. All right, so I'm upgrading everybody, right? Everyone's getting as much as we can, like as fast as you can. There's no reason to hire anybody else. That's my thing. So like, I'm not really gonna hire anybody else for this company. We're just gonna go experts all the way as far as possible, okay? Here's what we've got. Aussie Ranger 4. Yep, gotcha. You're also managing 8 employees. This is your team right here. Patty, Ryan Santos. We have Cecil Rose, William Shearer, Michael Bijelzik. I don't know how you actually say your name. I'm very sorry. I screwed it up. I know. I'm gonna go with Michael. Ty, Aaron H, and Revelations Man. Down here, we've got Paulie S managing 3 employees until you're leveled up. Thank you very much. Now we can get you into these other ones. Let's go. All of these guys need to be managed by you. Here, here. I think that's it. Yeah, good. We have Mobile King, Victor. We have Clayton. We have Henry Fung. I'm gonna go with Jinja, but it's probably Ginga. I don't really know. I'm gonna go with Ginger because, you know, female with red hair, Jinja. That sounds cool. Mike Takumi, of course, managing this team. We've got Azari, Jordan Cooper, Connie Wolf, Reef Mendoza, Mr. J-Rock. Also now, Ivik, Lost Ducks, and Brandon Campbell on the lead development team. There you go. Span ahead time again. Drop down, 3rd floor. We've got Sunshi, kind of like Sunshine, right? Maybe it's Sunshine. Blonde hair, nice, works. I think it works. Sunshine. We've got King Eddie, David, BB Gamer. I went with BB because I didn't want to say your full name that you asked for, and also the character model doesn't really match what you asked for anyway. So we're going with BB. BB Gamer, DJ Arnold, Quick 98, Sky Frisbee, King Eddie. Yep, I said that. The Boss Tray. I think that's how you said your name. Sal. I don't know how you say this. SA1QAQ. And then we have the Calicio. Going with the best I can on the pronunciations. I'm sorry. I'm also trying to rush this because I know this video is long. Thunderhawk D, managing 5 employees. This is your team. Joseph B, NCA Direwolf, Angel, Leruse, Anjator, Sheena. Then we've got down here, Bubbles is managing Climber J, Chicken Slave, Yalmner. We have Mattis, Vinicatus, and Tapped. That's floor number 3. Down on floor number 2, it's a pretty vacant area. Not sure what we're going to do about this. Maybe we are going to expand our team. I have no idea. As Fedora merch gets bigger, perhaps we will need to. It's quite possible. Pause this. Let me see what this is. It's a text ad slot. Yes. Okay, our text ads are done. I'm going to focus on that in a bit. But right now, text ads are gone. So why don't we just do that so we can get these guys to be happy. Text ads. Goodbye. Bring in the live streaming. Bring this in here, baby. We are going to want compression units. We've got lots of these. I've been saving up, right? These are intermediate and beginner stuff, but these are the expert stuff. We need compression components. So let me just take a quick look at the 4th floor and make sure we have these on our list. Yeah, about that. Not a whole lot of that happening. And what about over here? Do you have any experts? You do. Compression modules is what I need, correct? Let me double check. Compression module requires compression components. We'll get on that in a second, but this is something we need. I want 100 of these. And if you are somebody who can get that for me, let me check floor number 3 really quick. How many experts do we have in the field over here? Honestly, these guys are without a manager right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Bosch Tray over here. Let's move Calicio over here. Calicio. I'll give you guys the bubbles. I don't know how we're going to organize this yet. I'll probably have to move this room. But I'm going to give you guys the bubbles. So let me find you really quick. Here. And Calicio here. And then Sunshi, you can have the Bosch Tray. Where is he? Right here. Boom. All right, you have some experts. That's just good. Having experts on the team, great thing. I want to make sure that you guys are making... Is it the semantic component? I keep forgetting. I have to look at this. Compression components. Right. Compression components looks like that. It's a circle with 2 arrows inside, which makes sense because it's being compressed. The thing is, I don't see that in this list. Do I not have that? Oh, right. I didn't buy it. That's right. It's in here. Yes, expert dev kit. I never bought it. Now we can do it. All right, production. Give me these. I want 100 of these. Go. Just want to double check my compression. Yeah, 100 of these is what I'm asking for. You don't have any? You don't have any experts on your team, Mike? What? Upgrade? I thought you had more experts than everybody. Apparently not. You had people ready to become experts, which I guess is a very different thing. Hopefully we get people making those. That's what we need. Then we'll get started with live streaming and everybody can be like A-okay and love us to death. And as we level up this function, it will increase our users too, right? So we have one of these. We can introduce it now. It's not turned on, because as soon as we turn it on, it will lower our satisfaction rating, and I don't want that. But right now, we're only on banner ads and video ads, and I feel good about that. I don't think there's anybody new in graphics, and there's nobody new in support. So then down in floor number 1, we have this final manager here I have to draw, and there's nobody new here. Alexander M is now in charge of researchers. Yeah, in charge of researchers. So there you go. We'll keep you getting upgraded because we want you to have all the researchers. And then we have one final manager. I'm going to draw the name right now. You're going to be in charge of all our system admins. And let's make sure you're getting all of them. There we go. You're in charge of all of our system admins. I'm drawing the name. And the name is Matthew Davey. There you go, buddy. You're in. Matthew Davey. Okay, there you go. That's the people that are in. So I'm only missing 2 names. As far as I know, I'm missing only 2 names. And when I get new people, if I do hire new people, I'm not even going to RNG it. You 2 are first, okay? So Andrew Tran, Ben Maud, you guys are first to get in for any new people. But this is it. That's the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Beta 22 is here. There's a lot of changes, and I'm sorry, but we're probably going to have to get rid of our sales team. We're going to make you guys as experts and train you up as high as we can and hope that you get offers. That's the best I can do. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. It's been fun. Bye.